My Global Experience, Summer 2016. Thailand was the last country on my radar. But somehow I was drawn here, and incredibly, a story I had covered several years earlier was about to come full circle. So here we are, we just arrived at the Bangkok airport after about 19 hours of flying. Just came in from Taipei.
You can letting on roof.
Okay, thank you very much. I was expecting to see the market food and things like that. No doubt they still exist, but this is the other side of Bangkok. It is a very well-heeled side of Bangkok. Louis Vuitton, Chanel, Cartier. This looked less like the land of smiles and more like high-end shopping on steroids. I was here to follow Panita Jansa, directing attorney for the Thai Community Development Center based in Los Angeles. Our first stop, this international conference on human trafficking.
All over the world.
That's right. That's right. So there's someone that I know from Japan, from Brussels. ไม่มีลายเซ็นพิเศษ โอเค นั้นก็เขียนชื่ออีกครั้งหนึ่งตรงนี้
This was Panita's third trip to Thailand to disperse settlement money to Thai workers who had been trafficked to Hawaii. They worked in the fields in one of the largest labor trafficking cases in U.S. history. This man, who I can't identify, traveled 4 hours from the countryside to meet Panita in Bangkok to collect his check. Even though he was paid a few $1,000s for the years he slaved in Hawaii, it was bittersweet because he can never return to America. This husband and father is one of several survivors of trafficking I will meet in Thailand. Before we leave Bangkok, there are many people to meet, soldiers in the fight against labor trafficking, like this university law professor who's working for legal reform for victims in Thailand. We also met with an NGO now working on the issue of fishermen enslaved on ships off Thai waters.
It's a very hard life for those men on the boats and the ships and everywhere, because they hardly get fed properly. They don't take care of them when they have accidents.
A lot of people, especially people from the rural areas, go abroad to find better opportunities, but they don't know what awaits them when they get there.
I discovered a sense of urgency among the advocates I met. It's no wonder 21 million people are trafficked across international borders each year. More than half are from Asia. So we're here in Bangkok. It's our final morning. Now we're ready to board a flight. Anita, right down here. And we're heading to Lampang. Lampang is a 2-hour flight north of Bangkok. Panita has a group of clients awaiting our arrival. And this is where the story unexpectedly comes full circle. Several families came to greet us at the airport. Turns out they were some of the same people I had met several years earlier while covering a story for CNN. It was the first major international labor trafficking case. The Thai CDC represented workers who had been trafficked to Hawaii to work at Maui Pineapple, Kauai Coffee, and several macadamia nut farms. They had been held against their will, some for up to 6 years, under deplorable and dangerous conditions, unpaid, and often unfed. We drove to a village through lush vegetation and rice paddies. It was so beautiful, the weather was cooler, and the pace much slower than Bangkok. I felt like I could think and breathe, and I wondered why anyone would want to leave. Surely life in one's own country, surrounded by family and friends, however poor, is better than slaving abroad. But our host, Marut, who grew up working in the rice paddies here, says they risk it all for a chance to improve the lives of their families, just like he did. Marut is a survivor of trafficking, and he's a success story. The Thai CDC helped him settle in Los Angeles, where he now owns a restaurant and his kids are in college. Every chance he gets, he comes home to Lampang to see family and friends. His house is filled with guests when people learn that Panita is in town to meet with the men from the village who went to work in Hawaii.
It's very heartwarming. I received a very warm welcome. When I exited the doors, they knew who I was. They came to give me a hug.
Preachachan is one of the men who will collect a settlement check. He told me he went to Hawaii to try to earn money to help his elderly parents who could no longer work. He was gone for 6 years. During that time, he says he couldn't leave the farm or even go to the store without an armed guard watching. Preachachan says he went to Hawaii to earn money to help his parents. A few months after he returned home, his father died. Shortly after that, he lost his mother too. And though he's getting $16,000 in settlement money for his years in Hawaii, he says he has no family and now no land.
You might get tricked and deceived, and you might go abroad and you come home and have nothing left.
Warchara says he was also deceived by the same recruiter who came to their village in search of agricultural workers. Like Preachachan, he expected to work hard and earn a decent wage, but he says he never imagined the job in America would cost him his freedom. When he finally came back to Lampang, his wife was sick and needed treatment. His kids had to get to know him, and he had lost time and land that belonged to his family. One after another, Panita collected signatures, photos, and documentation and handed out settlement checks. I had often wondered through the years what had become of these men. Wachara started a small business and is determined to send his daughters to the university. When Comcrit came home, broke and broken, his friend helped him get started in the livestock business. He took out a loan and eventually bought his own farm. Comcrit told me he never thought he'd see me again. I didn't think so either. But I left Thailand grateful, knowing his life was back on track. My global experience pushed me to explore a country on the other side of the world I didn't plan to visit. It opened doors for me to meet women who work selflessly as change agents in academia, public education, and as legal advocates to stop human trafficking. I was pushed out of my comfort zone in crowded Bangkok, where personal space doesn't exist on public transportation. In rural Lampang, I was touched by the generosity of the people we met, who helped the workers rebuild their lives. In Phuket, I was moved by the kids who sang to us in English at the Asian Center Foundation, a school and safe place for children whose mothers work in the sex industry or whose fathers work on fishing boats. I also experienced the beauty of Thailand up close. Though I'd never recommend doing it on a tuk-tuk without life insurance. One of the most amazing sights was this temple high atop a mountain above Chiang Mai. It felt like you had to climb 1,000 stairs just to get there. It was a spiritual experience watching the faithful who had come to pray from all over the world.
Okay, so right now I came to this place called, I'm not sure where I'm at actually, but I'm near a tiger reserve, and this is a village where the Karen people live. That's good.
They're often referred to as the long-necked women.
She's 22 years old. She was 7 years old when she had her long neck put on, and she put this on me. So the thing that I think is astonishing is that it is really heavy. Hers is 4 kilos. This is just half. I can just imagine how it feels when it's hot. Also, when you have to move your head, when you have to sleep, it's difficult. But see, I have the luxury of taking mine off. Now I can move.
Meeting the women here was the highlight of my trip, especially talking with this elder who tried to get me to chew the betel nuts to improve my smile.
6 years old?
I relished every moment in Thailand and savored all it had to offer.
Stinky fruit. You can't take it into any car, hotel, anything.
Durian is literally a forbidden fruit, and it's delicious. During my travels, I was enlightened by my experiences, and I was repulsed. but it strengthened my core belief that people deserve to be treated with dignity and respect. And whatever form my social venture takes, I'm committed to the cause and the pursuit of social justice.